Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Ashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Ruttamaśloke Bhaktir Bhavati Neshtiki Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. 332:23, very very important verse. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janayatyashu Vairagyam Jnanam Chaya Yad Ahetukam. This is another Jnanam Yad Brahma Darshanam. Engagement in Krishna consciousness and application of devotional service unto Krishna make it possible to advance in knowledge and detachment as well as in self-realization. So in the first canto only there is the other version Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayodhita Janayati Ashu Vairagyam Gnanam Cha Yad Ahaitukam. So here it says Jnanam Yad Brahma Darshanam. So Jnanam, Vairagya, Jnana and Brahma Darshana. Brahma Darshana is self-realization. So by engagement in Krishna consciousness and application of devotional service, one that results in advancement in knowledge, detachment, as well as in self-realization. It is said by less intelligent men that bhakti yoga or devotional service is meant for persons who are not advanced in transcendental knowledge and renunciation. But the fact is that if one engages in devotional service of the Lord in full Krishna consciousness, he does not have to attempt separately to practice detachment or to wait for an awakening of transcendental knowledge. So this awakening of transcendental knowledge. So basically this is for Gyanis. So the Gyanis tell that first you have to get Jnana. By Jnana only you achieve perfection. Those who cannot achieve Jnana can come to a lower platform called Bhakti. But what they don't understand is the perfection of Jnana is also achieved only when one performs Yoga, Bhakti. So here it is said one who engages in devotional service automatically, he doesn't have to. So there's no pre-qualification to engage in devotional service. Unlike the process of jnana, where there is pre-qualification required, one should have been renounced from karma for somebody to do good, to do jnana process, take up process of jnana. But actually for one who wants to engage in devotional service, there's no prerequisite. And in fact, when one engages in devotional service, jnana, vairagya, everything manifests automatically. But how should one engage? It is said that one who engages unflinchingly in the devotional service of the Lord actually has all the good qualities. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana. Sarvair gunes tatra samasate suraha. Suraha of the demigods. Akinchana, one who engages. Akinchana bhakti, unflinching bhakti. Kevala bhakti, undeviated bhakti. Then he develops all these good qualities. One cannot discover how such good qualities develop in the body of a devotee, but actually it happens. There's one instance where a hunter was taking pleasure in killing animals, but after becoming a devotee, he was not prepared to even kill an ant. Mm. Such is the quality of a devotee. So devotee should automatically develop all these good qualities. Now this is another proof uh, to check if we are making advancement in Krishna consciousness or not. Good qualities have to develop. And what are these good qualities? First is Jiva Himsa should be stopped. We stop being a source of trouble for other Jivas. This is actually a all-encompassing um, sutra, for, formula, principle. Mm. So which means that just giving Krishna consciousness to everybody and not hurting any jiva in any way, not offending or not, yeah, himsa, not doing violence. Not doing violence means giving Krishna consciousness. Mm. So these qualities develop automatically, they have to develop. If we are not, if our tolerance is not increasing, if our anger is not reducing, if our kama, krodha, lobha, moha, all these are not reducing, uh, then that means that we are not doing the process properly. If our karma is increasing, then that means that we really have serious problem, because normally karma has to by default decrease. Our desire, lust, anger, greed, all this has to decrease. Mm. One of the things I see that most devotees somehow they don't, even after being in Krishna consciousness for many years, they don't, because their practice is not perfect, or because mm, they are not giving attention to some of these things. They don't know how to deal with other devotees, and they deal very just like dealing with materialists. When bhakti means even dealing with materialists becomes more refined, then what about dealing with devotees? So these things have to automatically develop. They have to automatically develop. If they are not developing, that means that we are not following the process properly. We're doing something inadequate, or we are having desires in our heart, material desires in our heart, and we don't want purification. Those who are very eager to advance in transcendental knowledge can engage themselves in pure devotional service without wasting time in mental speculation, gnana or karma, without wasting in mental speculation, which is gnana, or without wasting time in material advancement. Mm, One has to engage in pure devotional service. And like we discussed yesterday, material advancement automatically follows spiritual advancement. So we don't have to endeavor separately for this. And if we endeavor separately for material advancement, we will not get spiritual advancement. But if we endeavor for spiritual advancement, material advancement automatically comes. Whatever is required. Yogakshemam Vahamyam. So the whole point is, without getting distracted by gnana and karma, one has to engage in Shuddha Bhakti, Kevala Bhakti, pure devotion. For arriving at the positive conclusions of knowledge in the absolute truth, the word Brahma Darshanam is significant in this verse. Brahma Darshanam means to realize or to understand the transcendence, that we are not this body, we are spirit soul, we are part and parcel of Krishna. One who engages in the service of Vasudeva can actually realize what Brahman is. If Brahman is impersonal, then there is no question of darshanam, which means seeing face to face. Darshanam refers to seeing the Supreme Person of Godhead Vasudeva. Unless the seer and the seen are persons, there is no darshanam. Brahma darshanam means that as soon as one sees the Supreme Lord, he can at once realize what impersonal Brahman is. A devotee does not need to make separate investigations to understand the nature of Brahman. Bhagavad Gita also confirms this. Brahma bhuyaya kalpate. A devotee at once becomes self-realized soul in the absolute truth. So here, the self-realization means knowing that we are part and parcel of Krishna, knowing that we are eternal servants of Krishna, engaging in his service, and eventually seeing him face to face. And that eventually is not after we leave this body. Even before we leave this body, we can see Krishna face to face. Prahlad Maharaj was seeing. All our acharyas are seeing. Prabhupada was seeing. Everybody, all great devotees see Krishna face to face. So that Brahma Darshana will happen. But the important part for that is pure devotional service. Mm. But actually, we should, when we hear things like this, saying that, oh, actually, in this same body, I can see Krishna face to face. It should just become like a constant meditation for us. Oh, how can I see and serve Krishna? I want to see Krishna face to face. I want to serve Krishna. Mm. So, if unless that desire develops and deepens and becomes intensified, we will not want to engage in pure devotional service. So, we should understand all these exalted positions we can experience only with pure devotion, not with mixed devotion. So that is number one. Number two, whether these exalted experiences, whether we want them or not, that we have to decide. If we decide we want, then the path is pure devotion. But whether we want it or not, that's left to us. And we have to develop by hearing. One develops attraction to Krishna. One develops these desires by Shravanam. If you don't do this Shravanam, then in doubt we are chanting, but our mind is somewhere. Then we go engage in our work. No reading, no hearing. Then how will change of heart happen? The change of heart is required even for us to improve our chanting, right? For which we have to hear, and we have to hear not stories. We have to hear things for personal application, things that we need to adopt to make changes in our life, bring about changes in our life. I was there hearing one lecture by my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Maharaj. So he was giving a class somewhere, I think in California. No, and he was talking about positive and negative aspects of devotional service. Oh, no, positive and negative approaches to devotional service. So apparently somebody had raised a question saying that, there are two approaches to devotional service. One is anartha nivritti, then the other is artha pravritti. So anartha nivritti means focusing on getting rid of all the anarthas, all the nonsense. And the other approach is don't give too much, don't become too focused on these anarthas. Focus on artha. Focus on um, Krishna's devotional service. Talk about pastimes, all this. So someone had saying that, or somebody had told, saying that no, we should focus more on the positive and not on the negative. So artha pravritti, meaning Krishna's pastimes, no philosophy, nothing. It is artha pravritti, and they said this is a better process because it's more positive, it's more susukham, happy. And this anartha nivritti is very negative, demotivates, uninspires, etc. So then actually, um, Maharaj gave one very beautiful answer. He said, saying that see, in the path of bhakti, actually it is ado shraddha tata sadhu sangha bhajana kriya anartha nivritti. If anartha nivritti was not required, then Rupa Goswami would have said artha pravritti. But actually, artha pravritti actually only starts after nishtha. Ruchi, asakti, bhava, prema. That is when artha pravritti happens. Meaning Krishna's pastimes, all these things can happen only after the nonsense goes out from our heart. So if we don't focus on the negative, on the kachara, the dirt that is there in our heart, we cannot actually experience rasa. So today we think, okay, when I hear pastime of Radha and Krishna, oh, it feels so nice. Why it is feeling so nice? Because we are somehow positioning ourselves as the enjoyer in that pastime. We are not positioning ourselves as a servant. So let me ask you this question. Suppose say we are hearing a pastime of, some pastime of Radha and Krishna. Um, in what mood should we actually hear? Or what should our meditation be when we hear? I just gave the answer, but I'm just again asking the same question. I gave the answer and I'm asking the question to see if people are actually attentive. So when we hear any pastime, Radha, Krishna, Vrindavan, all these things, what normally goes through our mind, or what feelings do we experience? What actually we should experience? Any thoughts? What happened? No attempts.
Prabhu, Hare
Yeah,
Krishna
Rajat.
Prabhu.
Yeah, Rajat Prabhu.
It's not related to pastime, but definitely when I visit Vrindavan and Nidhivan and all these places, then try to think about that moment when Krishna is playing in this is in this place. what would have been the situation or atmosphere.
Okay.
So that's what I feel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Ruchira Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji, like when we hear about the pastimes, I think like we should have the feeling that maybe one day I'll also get a chance to serve the servants of Srimati Radharani
Okay.
and to have
Okay.
darshan of Lord and Srimati Radharani.
Okay. Anything else? Okay. See, actually, this is a. I'm just. I'm. So the reason I'm telling this is that normally we don't, because we don't know how to even how to actually hear or what. Uh, how should we approach rasa? Right. So what happens is generally, the first thing, just suppose say we are hearing, I mean, there's Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has written something called Chamatkar Chandrika, which is so very funny pastimes, where Krishna somehow comes in a jewel box. So he gets into the jewel box, and Abhimanyu only delivers that from Yashoda Mata, from Nanda Bhavan to Radharani. And then Radharani opens that box, and suddenly Krishna comes out, and all these kind of yeah, very sweet pastime. Yeah, so obviously then we are all laughing, and but what is the underlying is just like there is, we just, yeah, enjoying, you know but actually that's not the mood. The mood actually is, we have to look for service. So I'll give you one example, right? There's one statement somewhere, one of the acharyas has written about, Radharani in the morning, she gets up, and then there is a services. There are a lot of services available. One is, to serve her in brushing her teeth, washing her face, etc. Then when I was reading this, then there is one where I saw that I read saying that Radharani took a towel and wiped her face. And then something else. Now, when I heard this, I'm just telling this so that we can understand what the way we should actually approach, right? So immediately I thought uh, that, oh, see, actually Radharani is wiping her face herself. What if I get this service of actually taking that cloth and actually wiping Radharani's face? Because Radharani is now doing this herself, right? No, this is because we have to keep searching for service. I'm giving this example just because when I was reading this thought came to my mind saying that, oh, looks like there's one service. Nobody has taken up this service in Goloka. Because there is nobody who was engaged in actually wiping Radharani's face in the morning. I felt, oh, no, no, this is amazing. What if I can get that service? To the point is that why this thought came to my mind, because I've been reading Rasa Tattva. See, the Tattva about Rasa is about servitude. Is about getting into this mood of how do I make Radha and Krishna happy? How do I bring them together? How do I make them happy? And everything that Gaudiya Vaishnavas do is only towards this, right? So if you are not focused, if you are not read Rasa Tattva, if you have not understood this Tattva, if you are just hearing pastime, then we will just most of the time be in the mode of enjoyment, especially when there are like very funny, interesting pastimes. We'll just keep laughing and giggling, and it's subtly inside. Actually, we are just wanting to be in the enjoyer's position. Mm. Enjoy, like just, yeah, laughing and this and that. But we will not go into the mood of a servant. So that is why this anartha nivritti, if anartha nivritti happens properly, then the mood for enjoyment goes. Then artha pravritti happens very nicely, right? Then this seeing Lord face to face, all these things will happen. But the important thing is we should not focus on these at this point of time. Otherwise, why Prabhupada's purport? How many of Prabhupada's purports do we actually read anything which is esoteric, which is, private affairs of Radha and Krishna? We don't, right? Because that's not for us. That only when this anartha nivritti happens, when we come to Nishta, then only these things can be talked about, and that too not openly. I didn't talk about anything esoteric right now. So I just gave what is the mood of, in what mood we should actually hear pastimes. Mm. Hunting, looking for service. Where can I serve? What can I do? And developing desire. Suppose say we hear something and we suddenly it feels very nice. Oh, I want to do this service for Krishna, for Radha. That is what is required when we do hearing. Not smiling and laughing and like in a jolly mood, happy mood. No, we are not here for sense enjoyment. And then after the class, people ask, "Did you all enjoy?" We're not here to enjoy at all. What is the question? We are not here to enjoy. We are here to give enjoyment to Radha and Krishna. So these things will not happen if Shravanam is not proper. So it's very, very important actually. This approach to Krishna consciousness should not be overly focused on pastimes and, without, and somebody else. I mean, this is a very beautiful lecture. You should have Bhakti Vikas Swami Maharaj app, BVK's app. It's available on Android for Android and iOS, or on his YouTube channel. It should be there. It's called Negative and Positive Approaches to Krishna Consciousness. Please hear that. It's a very, very. Somebody asked about, if we think too much about these negativities, we might offend people. And this is the normal big issue in ISKCON today, right? Where even though people are doing wrong, nobody will say anything because they think it's offending, right? And Maharaj made an amazing statement. I mean, like it's still ringing in my head. He said, see, either you can offend a neophyte devotee, right? Or you can offend Rupa Goswami. Why? Because Rupa Goswami is the one who has given us all these rules and regulations. And if we, by not following rules and regulations and not sticking to what is right and giving up what is wrong, we'll end up offending Rupa Goswami. So you decide whether you want to offend, uh, some devotee now, or you want to offend Rupa Goswami directly. Anyway, we end up offending because even if we do something right, also somebody will offend. If we do something wrong, also somebody will offend. Or we'll. Then this is the nature of this material world. So he said, why should we offend Rupa Goswami? Why should we offend previous acharyas? Well, they've so clearly given us the path. So it doesn't mean that we have to go around criticizing people. But if somebody is doing something wrong, person who is in, and Maharaj was saying somebody needs to do this. It's not that everybody should do. At least people in authority, position of authority should do this. Correct people. Why? Because otherwise, this negative, if the wrong things are not corrected, the right things will never manifest. Mm. So many things in Krishna consciousness. Sometimes people are so naive, they just think, it's okay. All Krishna consciousness is same. I will just hear something, I will do some chanting because they have not read Prabhupada's books. If you have not read Prabhupada's books, you don't know what is pure devotional service. And one cannot distinguish between a pure devotional service, uh, Shravanam Katha, and a mixed devotional service Katha, or casual Katha. One cannot make the difference. So that is the reason why I keep saying, please hook on to Prabhupada's books. Please get hooked on to Prabhupada's books. I mean, only then we will understand the mood. See, in all these verses that we have been discussing, how much discussion is happening about pure devotional service, and in general classes, etc. outside, how much devotion is happening on pure devotional service. Prabhupada is talking so much about pure devotional service. So the quality of Shravanam, the quality of reading that we do is very, very important. because it can actually make or break our bhakti. You know, we can engage in mixed some kind of devotion. It's called bhakti abhasa, semblance of devotion. It's called abhasa. It just looks like devotion. And end up again in some heavenly planet. We open our eyes and then we see ourselves in Swarga, still in the material world. Oh God, no Krishna, no nothing. You know, yeah, wealth, opulence, beautiful people around. Uh, but what is the use? So Prabhupada's books is the key. If we don't read Prabhupada's books, if we don't apply these teachings in our life, if we don't distribute these books, then Goloka is a far dream for all of us. It's a far out dream. Because getting to Krishna is not so easy. We can get to Vaikuntha, we can get to Vishnu. If we simply follow Vaidhi process, we can get to Vishnu. But we can't get to Krishna without love. And love means anartha nivritti. First nonsense has to go, only then love will manifest. Right? So we have to take bhakti seriously. Unfortunately, bhakti has become a path for enjoyment, happiness. Of course, susukam kartum avyayam, but that happiness should come in the mood of being a servant, not in the mood of being a guest. I keep telling this in all the centers where I go and preach, saying that either you can be a guest of Krishna or you can be a servant of Krishna. Meaning you can either be a host or you can be a guest. Who will be taken care nicely? I mean, will Krishna take care of his servants nicely or will he take care of his guests? Well, obviously guests will be taken care nicely, but once the guests are all gone, who will be taken care nicely? The servants. Oh, so nicely you served. So Krishna will take care of his servants because he loves his devotees. Guests are okay. He is looking forward for the guests to become servants. That's what we need to do. We cannot remain as guests, always in this enjoying mood. It's okay for neophytes, those who are very new to Krishna consciousness. We make them feel special. We make them, wanted genuinely, right? We give them that love and affection on the spiritual platform, which is not available outside. We want them feel wanted. We want them to come. We wanted them to engage in devotion. But eventually, everybody should become a servant. And then only when we are in the mode of servant, anything and everything we hear about Krishna, we are searching service, 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 service. What can I do? What can I do? That's the mood that we need to develop. Not bhoga, not one of bhoga. Okay, I think this is a very important verse. So I'll stop here. If anybody has any comments, questions, feel free. No comments, no questions.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Mm.
So, so what is that we could do, on a daily basis, like at least at home, considering that majority of the week goes in, working, and you only get to the temple on the weekend. So, what is that we could do to uh, inculcate that service attitude at home?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Anybody wants to answer? Any thoughts? Okay, read Prabhupada's books. Okay. What else?
Prabhu, we can offer result to Krishna.
Okay. Every day. Okay. Yeah, maybe possible. Yeah. But how? How do we offer result to Krishna every day?
Not every day, maybe
No,
the
no,
money
every
we
day.
get, we can.
No, no. Basically, Vinod Prabhu's question is saying that we only get to the temple over the weekend. Now, what do I do during the week to develop this attitude? That's the question. Very important question.
Prabhu, can I give a try?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Maybe we start deity worship at home and maybe offer the food, whatever we cook. And slowly, if we take it up every day, it in my case, I developed the service attitude like that, Prabhu. Um, I used to, offering food is there every day, but the deity worship with more love and more
Okay.
care,
When you
not
say
like
deity
before.
worship, you are saying photo worship. Basically, puja at home.
Yes, yes. Puja at home
Yeah. Okay.
with all the procedures what we
Yeah.
do at the temple,
Okay.
not just like that,
Okay.
offering and doing all this.
Okay. Okay.
Dressing up, uh, I mean, cleaning the photos. We have only photos at home. Cleaning and putting, I make small garlands with beads and all of those.
Yeah.
So offering all those.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Good. What else?
Prabhuji,
Yeah.
reading Srila Prabhupada's books and hearing from Prabhupada and like whoever you follow, like
Yeah.
I don't have any association. I don't uh, get to go to any temple. So my only thing is this online association, reading Srila Prabhupada books, hearing from Guru Maharaj, and as Mataji said, serving the
Yeah.
Chitrapat of Lord and
Okay.
offering prasad.
Okay.
Prabhuji, one more thing, we cannot, if we want association, we want to do it. So we can join online reading class. So that also we can do, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Okay. Now the question is, how do we develop this mode of service, being a servant? That's the question. See,
In what?
now
Hare
all the
Krishna, Prabhu.
processes. Yeah, just one second. All the answers that yeah, some of them are more closer to being a servant. Some of them are slightly more far away. Like for example, reading initially will only be to build that thought process, build that mood. But I'm asking what, yeah, reading anyway. See, chanting and reading is given, right? That we have to do every day. Now, apart from that, what should we do? One is, yeah, puja at home. Yeah.
Prabhu, whatever we do, thinking first that this Krishna, this is for you.
No, but what does it mean? Suppose so you're going to work.
Yeah.
Okay, in the morning before going to work, you will think, Krishna, okay, I'm working, I'm doing this for you. Then whole day I'm engaged in some work. Then I come back. Now, have I become a better servant today? Do I feel that now oh yeah, I'm now more of a servant of Krishna?
So, how I think is, Prabhu, instead of just doing it as a mundane material duty, uh, there is a gratitude in the initial time itself, saying that okay, this is for you, and thank you for this opportunity, kind of a I would say a feeling,
Okay.
m- because Prabhu, I guess we as grihasthas are more into material activities than
No,
spiritual,
no.
like
No,
right?
not
So
no. We are not into material activity. We are into material activities, meaning we should be engaged. Oh yeah, we have a vritti. We have a occupation to do. That's all, right? That is, yeah, because we are grihasthas, we have a responsibility, so we have to earn a living for and take care of the house, and so we are doing that. But that doesn't mean that we are materially engaged. Anyway, see that I've been telling multiple times, right? We are not karmis. As long as we are not wanting sense enjoyment, then we are not karmis. We are devotees. We're doing work just for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna, because we have a house, we have to run the house, so we are going out and earning. But the important question here is, how do I develop the service mood? I'm still not getting the actual answer that I think is the answer.
By improving our chanting, like the better the
No,
chanting is, the more
chanting and reading and all is okay, Baba. That we have to do anyway. That we have to do.
Prabhuji serving the devotees who have that desire in their heart.
Yeah, but how will you do it every day?
That,
I'm talking about a question. Vinod Prabhu's question is very, very pertinent. How do I do this, develop this on a day in, day out basis?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Prabhu,
Yeah. Gyanendra Prabhu. Yeah, Vamshi Prabhu. Gyanendra Prabhu.
Yeah, we can think about how we can that Krishna message that to spread our colleague or how to what
Yes,
I'll do in this
absolutely.
environment. In that environment, what I'll do.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the key, right? We have to look at spreading Krishna consciousness in every moment. That is how we will develop the mood of being a servant. If I'm Krishna's servant, I want to talk about Krishna to others. Can I talk to, oh, somebody new I'm meeting today. I'm going for a meeting with some client. Okay, can I just Basically, can I just give him a book as a gift? How can I spread the message of Krishna? Okay, I come in the evening, I come home. Okay, on the way, I'm on the bike or car, whatever can I do something? Maybe I see some place where there are a lot of people gathering. Can I make sure that I can talk to some devotees who can come there, do kirtan? See, we have to all the time in our mind, the thought has to be going on saying that how do I spread the movement? How do I spread the movement? How do I spread Krishna consciousness? Where can I give books to somebody? Can I talk about this to somebody? Okay, this Saturday I have a program. I'm wanting to arrange a program. Okay, is everything ready for this program? What all things need to be done? If we are continuously meditating on the process of distributing Krishna consciousness, then automatically we will be engaged in the mode of service. That is the reason why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, if you don't bring Chaitanya Mahaprabhu into the picture, then our Krishna consciousness is very different. Right? If we are only thinking about Radha Krishna, then it's what is practical? There's nothing. Yeah, we can do. Yeah, we can do. We can offer bhoga. Yeah, we can do garlands. Yeah, but what about
So,
Prabhu's using all this in
Prabhu,
Go?
Prabhu, sorry to interrupt. So basically, see that kind of thought process, right? I mean, I've seen that happening probably during book marathon, right? So during time of December, January, when book marathon is going on, and especially the Vaikunta Ekadasi, some special days. Yeah, there is some mood of at least
Ah,
distributing books. We set up bookstalls, try to speak to people, and
that
then
is because we are not on
increase.
fire. That is because we are not on
But
fire
Prabhu, I
during
mean,
the
we're
whole
like a
year.
working class. I mean, like
Okay.
basically on a day-to-day basis, yeah, we can definitely think of it, but execution is not possible.
No, Vinod Prabhu, I don't think we should take this approach. See, I'll tell you,
Uh,
when I was working, I mean, I'm not talking about this theoretically, right? When I was working, what I used to do is I used to always start my week planning for the Saturday and Sunday, and I used to make sure
I
that
see.
my Saturday and Sunday is full, right? Be it
Hmm.
preaching, be it book distribution, be it doing somewhere, some place, some house program somewhere, something, right?
Okay, okay.
And what I
Yeah.
used to do is my whole week, either it used to be like, okay, can I call devotees for this? Okay, maybe I'm not sitting and preaching, maybe there's a satsang, right? And I'm serving as part of this. Okay, now I have to call certain devotees and invite them for the program. Can I start with that? Okay, is there some other how do I improve this service? Okay, last week there's a meeting and we all discussed saying that how do we improve, how do we get more people to this satsang? Okay, can I do something about? See, I'm saying if you're not meditating about something Krishna conscious, we're going to keep meditating on our work.
Right, right.
And it's not impossible. I'm telling you by
Mm.
practical experience, I've done this and it works. And that is the reason I keep pushing people to be an integral part of of a congregation, of a satsang, where you're not a guest.
Hmm.
You're part of the seva karta. You're one of those people who are driving the movement. Unless we get into this, like see a whole of yesterday, Vamshi Prabhu, I thought he will say that. Okay, yesterday we were all running around trying to get some bus for Panihati. Weekend suddenly our bus vendor gave hath, and Vamshi Prabhu wherever he was, and few other devotees as well. They were talking, calling some bus providers, negotiating price. This is Krishna
Hmm.
consciousness.
Hmm.
This is seva. In the middle of your work, take up Krishna conscious activities. Do something. It's not like we are like packed 10 hours a day, right? I'm sure one can pull out half an hour here and there. I know Gyanendra Prabhu goes and every time he takes some books, goes and gives it to his colleagues, gives them to read. Then he says after they, discuss something, okay, did you read? What did you read? Then go and give them next book. I mean, we have to figure our own ways. But the point I'm making is about having that fire. That is why you have to be in the fire association of fire.
Yeah, Prabhu, but I'm
Right?
in such part of Bangalore.
Move to where there is fire. Who's stopping you from? I mean, then we'll give answers saying that okay, my children are in this school. I mean, we can go on and on, right?
Yeah.
See, the point is what do we want to do, right? That's the point. right? And I'm saying that you have to be part of any congregation, right, where there is fire for preaching. If there is a congregation which has fire for preaching, I mean, last week in JP Nagar 8th Phase, like Rasarana Prabhu also is here. We called for a meeting on a Wednesday at 5:45 p.m. at 6 p.m. Right? And I'm sure on another day he would be like busy in he works for Accenture in some meeting, this, that, and all. That day came. So the point is that somehow there are Vela people like us, who can pull everybody, right? So the whole point is that we should be in this kind of and some are self-driven. I mean, when I was working, I used to be super self-driven, right? And I used to just push myself to do something. And if we are not self-driven, then we should give up ourselves to somebody to pull us. But unless we I've seen many of these devotees, who are I'm so happy that Krishna sent so many nice devotees who are serving with me. And if I tell them any service, I've never heard any of these devotees saying, no, I'm busy, I can't. I've never heard. I mean, all of them are as busy possibly, but I never hear anybody saying. In fact, they're so enthusiastic when I put a message on the group saying that, okay, I have to find some five buses. Suddenly saying, okay, I'll look out. I mean, and they're all busy in their own work, right? So I'm saying the only way we can develop this service attitude is by being part of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement. And I'm pushing so many people individually, they know. Yeah, each of them, many people here. I'm pushing someone to do book distribution. I'm pushing somebody to do preaching. Because when I see the sincerity in divas, I feel like, if this is not, if we don't direct it now, then they'll get caught in something else.
Right, Prabhu.
But for that, you have to be part of a preaching movement which is wanting to grow, which is, not satisfied. Right? Dil mange more. How can we do more?
Right.
Then we
Okay,
can come into this mood, right? Otherwise, yeah, it'll be once in a year I'm doing book distribution. 11 months, I don't know where I am, right? We should not be there. We should not, we should all try to do this. Anyway, I think I've made the point, right? So basically just try as much as possible to engage meaningfully, and it should be tangible, right? It's not some mental process. It's some tangible thing that I want to do, and you should plan. Start planning for weekend. Krishna consciousness for the weekend. Work will go on. Whether you think about it, you don't think about it, you will get pulled into it any which way, right? So that won't require any real effort from our side. We'll naturally going to work, and yeah, we'll be pulled into whatever our responsibilities are. But we have to pull ourselves out. Little. Okay, I think we've taken a lot of time.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Thank you for the very, very, very important question, Vinod. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Adding
Yeah.
to your point, Prabhu, one thing that I feel is you can put up a status, WhatsApp status, like we are doing book distribution if you want books. So it will reach to many people. That's what I guess.
Okay. Good. Okay. Jai. Thank you all. श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Good night.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.